What if Prince William found answers he had been looking for in a long-forgotten room? While preparing for renovations at Kensington Palace in 2024, he discovered a hidden diary belonging to Princess Diana. This diary had been sealed behind a false panel in her private study for over 27 years. The pages reveal her raw feelings and thoughts during the last year of her life. They include her confessions, prophecies, and even challenges to the monarchy. This is more than just royal history. It could change everything we believed about Diana's final days, her struggle with the royal system, and the legacy she wanted to leave for her sons. Join us as we reveal the diary never meant to be read. Like, subscribe, and share, because the truth deserves to be heard. The Forgotten Room. Kensington Palace holds many memories. Each hallway, each curtain, each polished marble surface tells the story of those who walked its grand halls. On a quiet spring morning in 2024, Prince William, deeply connected to the palace through his mother, entered a part of the palace that had not been seen for decades. It was a small, sunny room behind a carved oak door at the end of the east wing. This room had once belonged to his mother, Princess Diana. Her private study had remained untouched for nearly 30 years, sealed by an unspoken agreement and ignored during palace renovations. It was set to be renovated, which William had accepted without much thought. But when he stepped inside, he was hit by the smells of old paper, rose-scented perfume, and dust. The room still contained personal items from Diana's life. Books lined the shelves, and her handwriting was visible on old post-it notes stuck to photographs and magazine pages. On the desk was her favorite fountain pen, still in its holder as if waiting for her to return. However, it was what he found under that desk that changed everything. William noticed a small gap in the inner panel near the bottom as he examined the antique writing desk made from dark mahogany. He pressed and clicked, and the panel creaked open. Inside, wrapped in an old silk scarf, was a leather-bound diary. Its spine was cracked but still intact, with soft edges. The front had the words, DMS 1996, embossed in gold. His heart raced. He sat quietly for a moment with the diary in his hands. 27 years had passed since his mother died when he was just 15. The woman in these pages was someone he loved deeply, but he was only beginning to understand her. Was it right to read something so personal? Would she have wanted him to do this? Grief and longing wrapped around him like a heavy cloak. This wasn't just a diary, it was her voice, her final thoughts, her truth that time had forgotten. Slowly and respectfully, William opened it. What he read would change everything he thought about his mother's death and the monarchy she had tried to escape. Diana's final confessions. Prince William felt deeply connected as he read his mother, Diana's diary. Each page drew him into a personal space filled with her emotions. Unlike her public persona, these writings were raw and honest. Diana's confessions about her loneliness and life challenges in the royal family carried a palpable weight in her words. She reflected on her marriage honestly, saying, "I think I loved him more than he could ever return, but love cannot survive in a palace built on silence." She wrote about feeling abandoned emotionally and the weight of public expectations on her private life. Diana's concerns about her role as a mother also affected William. She worried about the futures of William and Harry, writing, "My boys are so young, yet I feel time is against me. An institution shapes them before they can even find their voices." She felt guilty and wrote, "I fear I have failed them, not because I didn't love them, but because I wasn't allowed to be their mother in the way I needed to be." Her regrets were clear. "I wish I could have prepared them better for the life they'll inherit. I wish I had more time. I wish I could protect them from what's coming." Some of her most powerful words hinted at a troubling future. Diana wrote, "If anything happens to me, they will say it was an accident, but I know too much, and I speak too freely. I see changes coming, darkness disguised as tradition." Though she didn't name anyone, her tone felt urgent. She warned, "The crown will not protect my sons. The world will praise them, but it will not understand them. I hope they find each other when I am gone." Her urgency was palpable, her warnings clear and dire. As William read, he felt a tightness in his throat. His mother seemed scared and burdened by guilt. The hardest part was her struggle to balance her roles as a princess and a mother. She wrote, "I have to perform for the cameras, smile for the people, and disappear behind palace walls. But who holds me when I cry?" Through these pages, William discovered a side of Diana he never knew. A woman caught between two worlds. The secret mission. The diary's tone changed halfway through. It started with personal thoughts but became sharper and colder. Diana's handwriting became more cramped, as if she were writing quickly or with nervous energy. Prince William noticed this change right away. This was no longer just a grieving mother's journal. It was a record of purpose, a warning. Diana wrote everything down. She documented specific people in the palace, advisors, courtiers, and aides, whom she believed were trying to isolate her and control her influence. She listed dates of missed meetings, conversations that shifted when she entered the room, and decisions made without her input as the mother of the future king. They think I'm emotional, but I'm observant, and I'm writing everything down. There were names, some familiar, some not known to William. She detailed how tabloids planted stories and leaked some scandals to discredit her. I trusted too easily. Some smiles were masks. I know better now. Her writing became more strategic and calculated. Diana was not alone. She mentioned a few trusted allies, a journalist, a former security official, and a solicitor who advised her on essential documents. She wrote about secret meetings in parking garages, calls from payphones, and letters hidden under floorboards. They said I was paranoid, but I'm not imagining the cars following me. I hear the click on the phone line. I see the same faces in different cities. The most haunting entry came just 3 days before her death. If something happens to me, this will explain everything. Tell my boys that I tried and was not perfect, but I was awake. I did not tiptoe. William read these words repeatedly. The same woman who held him as a child lived her final months in fear, planning, documenting, and fighting quietly. Now, decades later, he had the proof. He closed the diary and sat in silence. What should he do with this knowledge? If he exposed it, the monarchy could collapse. If he stayed quiet, his mother's truth might never be known. Her warnings, courage, and fear could remain hidden under tradition's weight. For the first time, William wasn't just a prince, he was his mother's protector in her unfinished struggle. Harry's unknown truth. Prince William read through an old diary and noticed a sentence. "I've told Harry the truth. He must carry it until he's ready." This was written in July 1997, just over a month before Diana's tragic death. What truth? The rest of the passage was unclear. Diana mentioned a family secret she had shared with her younger son, Harry. "Harry is still so young," she wrote, "but I see something in him. A resilience, a defiance the monarchy won't be able to shape as easily." For William, this felt like a betrayal. His chest tightened. He had always felt the burden of being the heir, the future king, filled with expectation and duty. Learning that Diana had shared a secret with Harry made old wounds ache again. He kept reading. Diana prepared her sons for royal life in different ways. William needs strength. He will be king, and they will try to break him with formality. Harry needs the truth. He will walk outside the walls and face the world without armor. Her love was evident, but it seemed unfair. The next day, William couldn't hold back. He called Harry. Their conversation began calmly, but grew tense. William asked, "What did Mum tell you?" There was a long pause. Then Harry replied, "I always thought she told you too." He didn't share everything, but his words widened the gap between them. Harry revealed that Diana had shared something about the family's history, but asked him to keep it secret. "She said you'd understand when the time came," Harry said. But the time had passed. Diana was gone, and their bond was already breaking. That evening, William sat alone in the chair where he had first opened the diary. The palace was quiet, but his mind was racing. The truth divided him from Harry and reminded him of all he had never asked his mother. Diana had carried many burdens alone, and in trying to protect her sons, she left them with different pieces of a confusing puzzle. Now, William felt the weight of it all without a way to ask her for clarity. As William read his mother's diary, he became troubled by what he found. What started as a personal journal detailed betrayals within the royal family. Diana wrote about names, dates, and events, showing her awareness of being sidelined and manipulated. She stated, "They have no crown, but they hold the reins," highlighting her struggle against a system that silenced her. Diana named several senior officials who worked to reduce her public role and leaked private information to the press, making her look unstable. William was shocked that some of those individuals were still part of the royal family, maintaining the system his mother fought against. He felt angry as a prince and a son who saw his mother's suffering. After closing the diary, he looked out the palace window, reflecting on this information. He faced a dilemma. Sharing her findings could threaten the stability of the royal family, while staying silent would mean participating in the same cover-up that hurt his mother. Now, he carried a heavy truth inside him: Charles's hidden struggle. Prince William understood that his parents' marriage was complicated and influenced by public attention and media stories. When he read his mother Diana's diary, he discovered a different story that shows her pain and changing view of Charles, especially in her last year. She wrote about feeling betrayed, but acknowledged some kind gestures from Charles, like a heartfelt letter, a private talk, and a bouquet of her favorite flowers. She had missed these gestures before because of her anger. Diana noted how time and bitterness had made it hard for them to understand each other, saying, "We both built walls too high." She thought about the chance of reconciling as parents, realizing they were both victims of the same media pressure. This insight resonated with William, who began to see his father not just through his mother's hurt, but also as someone stuck in his royal duties. This new understanding made William consider his father and royal role. He recognized a pattern of suffering in his family and felt the heavy decision of whether to continue that cycle or to break free from it. The unfinished letter. When Prince William thought he had finished reading his mother's diary, he noticed something unusual about the back cover. The leather flap felt thicker and was slightly lifted at the seam. He gently traced his fingers along the edge until it popped open. Inside, he found a single folded sheet of paper, slightly yellowed with age, its ink faded but still readable. The heading read, "To my sons." It had no date and was not finished. Only a few paragraphs were written, but they held more meaning than any previous entry. Princess Diana's tone was gentle and caring, more like a mother than a royal. "If you are reading this, then I didn't get to say everything I wanted to," she began. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the pressure you'll face, the restrictions you'll have, and the parts of me you didn't get to know." She continued with what William felt an apology was filled with love. "I made choices to survive. Some were right, some were not. But every step I took was to try to give you a future with more honesty than I had." She didn't make excuses or assign blame. She shared her truth in the clearest words a mother could say. Next came her final gift, wisdom. "Don't let the crown take away your kindness," she wrote. "Don't become so polished that the world can't see your true self. Power will try to make you distant. Stay human." She urged her sons to speak up, to feel deeply, and to love openly. "They will say showing emotion is weakness. Prove them wrong." Then she promised, "I believe one day you will change everything. You will break the silence that broke me. You will make this monarchy into something I never saw, a place where truth is honored and hearts are open." The letter ended there. No signature, no goodbye, just an unfinished sentence and a smudge, as if her pen had stopped and never started again. William held the page against his chest, breathing shallowly. Tears came quickly, not only from grief but from knowing these were the last words his mother left behind. Unfinished, yet powerful. In that moment, alone in the study where his mother once dreamed of freedom, William decided. He would carry this mission forward, quietly at first, carefully, but completely. Diana had sparked a fire in the darkness. Now it was his turn to let it shine. The reckoning. In the weeks following the discovery of his mother Diana's diary, Prince William returned to Kensington Palace with a renewed sense of purpose. Her words awakened clarity within him, prompting him to take action without public fanfare. He quietly gathered a small team of trusted allies to investigate the advisors Diana had feared, leading to changes within the palace as long-standing courtiers retired or were reassigned. Amid this transformation, William reached out to his brother Harry, mending their strained relationship. They spoke candidly, sharing their grief and agreeing to honor their mother's legacy through reform instead of sorrow. Inspired by Diana's desire for a human monarchy, William shifted royal practices towards openness and connection. Diana's diary became a guiding force for him, a daily reminder of her mission. He vowed to mend the cracks she had exposed, ensuring her voice was no longer hidden. Her legacy was a testament to her struggle, love, and truth. Prince William listened to her and began to rewrite the future she once dreaded. This story isn't just royal, it's human, reminding us that healing starts where silence ends. If this resonates with you, share it and let Diana's voice inspire others who are still finding their truth. Her light waits to be seen.